himself and then claim from South African Football Association. It is not the team's responsibility. It is the responsibility of the South African Football Association. If we don't have money, we can't shift that responsibility to the teams. But what are we creating? We are saying to the teams, the payment for the referee is 700 rand. I'm talking about 3 referees. It's a man in the middle and the 2 assistants. 350, 700 rand. Now, I'm a club owner. Remember, I had Ria Stars. Now I must go and pay the referee. Instead of paying him 350, I give him 3,000. Do you think that referee will come there in the field of play and be fair? He's having something in his pocket, and we're creating those kind of an opportunity for the teams to speak to the referee, because they have no business to speak to the referee. In fact, they should not even know that who is going to do their games. They should just, the responsibility of the teams is to come and play football. That's what their responsibility is. Nothing to do with paying of referees. So we want to create a situation where the clubs feel that they have an organization that takes care of them. If I was a club, I would feel the same way. That in fact, we are sponsoring South African Football Association. Let me say this. There is no SAFA without those teams. No, nothing. If those teams cannot go and play, there's no SAFA. South African Football Association is based on those particular clubs. Let's give them. When I come and register as a club, I register with 10,000. What do I get? We are an organization that can have a deal with the manufacturer. When the teams come and register, when the team register, at least let's give this team a home outfit and a waiter and 10 balls. At least the team, they're not going to struggle to even get an outfit. We are unable currently even to do that. We are unable, and we want to change those narratives. We want to go back to where the teams feel that this organization is our organization, and we are prepared even to pay 20,000 rand instead of 10,000 rand. They need equipment. They don't have. Go and see the teams when they play there. Do they have equipment? They do not have. Because what they're concentrating is to transport their let me talk about governance. This is my last point. We need to create an organization that adhere to law. If you create policies, you must be able to abide by it. You can't have no governance. We have to create that there are separation of power. If you are a politician, remain a politician. You can't be a politician and go and implement the same policies that you have created. We need other people to go and do that. That is why you hear provinces are fighting every time there's a national team playing there. The whole head office is now playing a part there in the province. And the provincial people are sitting there like guests. And those are the people that know the leadership of that particular. So we are saying, if a Bafana play in Polokwane, in Limpopo, it must be the competition of Limpopo. Limpopo must stand up and be able to do whatever. You go to the clubs, they tell you, no, we can't even get a sponsor, because every time, when Bafana play, you don't even give us the tickets. And I keep on saying, those Bafana tickets, if you give them to the right people in the provinces, then you create an opportunity that those markets are there to watch the game and they're able, no, I can sponsor that team. We need to create platforms for our teams to be able to buy. And platform, for our provinces, our regions, to be able to take part in this organization of governance. Is important everywhere. You stick to your statutes. And I'm gonna touch on two issues of governance. If you put the statutes, I always say I was asking my legal team, is it wrong if I don't raise my hands in a Congress and object? There are two things. There's an issue of democracy, where you raise your hands. There's an issue of legality. When the statutes say you cannot discuss something that is not on the agenda, you can't discuss it. You don't need a vote. It says so, it must be like that. So I'm saying those are the things that we need to abide by our constitution and make everybody be able. People must be free to voice their issues. You can't have an institution of fear where there is just so much fear, even when they have their statutes that tells them what is it that we do. I'm standing here. I can never be bullied by anyone. And I would not worship any person. I would worship that document that is called the Statutes of South African Football Association. Every time I speak, and this is what we're going to bring, every time you speak, you must tell us which statutes tells you to do that. If I send a circular, it must be guided by a statute. I can't just wake up and say, because I'm the president of this organization, I can send a circular to go and prohibit a press conference to happen. I'm standing here today that South Africa needs change. We need to be an organization that move away from a problematic organization to a winning organization. We need to see our supporters being excited when there's a game of Bafana Bafana, when there's a game of under 10, when there's a game of under 17, when there's a game of Banyana Banyana. We need to bring that excitement. South Africans are angry with us. And I keep on saying, and I will say it today, that as long as in everything that we do not acknowledge that we are failing, we will never be able to change anything. But the change is needed today. Let me also, when I finish, I conclude, I must also say to South Africans, our national team, Bafana Bafana, is playing number 2 in Africa, in Morocco, tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Let's stand up, let's wish, let's cheer them while we're watching them on TV. I'm sure all of you have seen the crowd against Ahali. That crowd is a crowd that can shock any player that has never played in that kind of a crowd. We can only wish them luck. Moruti, we need it to happen. So we must come back with 3 points. We really need prayers. We need to pray very hard. I'm asking, let's pray. Let's put our knees on the floor so that we have the results tomorrow. I thank you.